Citizens of the world, we are anonymous. And we are angry. Anonymous finds it a sad state of affairs when in the year 2017, we still have Nazi party flags flying high, and terrorists still killing for the Nazi cause. In a country where we went to war and regrettably dropped 2 atomic bombs on Japan to attempt to end this ideology, it is clear now that even a nuclear option does not work. On August 11th, more than 100 white men and women, carrying torches, marched at the University of Virginia, chanting "Jews will not replace us in blood and soil," and as they did, they surrounded peaceful counter-protesters near the statue of Thomas Jefferson, and began to beat them. There was little police presence. The following day, on August 12th, we witnessed what could have easily been called the Battle of Charlottesville. Early that morning, we saw militia members coming in with tactical gear, armed with loaded assault rifles, and standing by with riot shields emblazoned with KKK symbolism and white supremacist emblems. At every turn, the attacks began with them. Using brass knuckles, bats, and fists, they assaulted counter-protesters, clergymen, and those who wanted to take a stand against hate, in front of cameras, and in front of the nation. At the end of the day, we saw the result of that assault. A terrorist who associated himself with Nazi ideology and white supremacy took it upon himself to use his vehicle as a weapon. Using that vehicle, he drove into a crowd of counter-protesters, injuring 19 and killing 1. Because of him, Heather Heyer will not wake up to another morning again.
And we are angry. Angry because there is an administration in the White House that has sold its moral and ethical obligation to represent the citizens of the United States in exchange for individuals who believe they are simply better than those who do not look like them or follow their sadistic ideologies. We have witnessed once again the failure of the so-called president to lead. The next day, he releases a campaign ad targeting the press and calling them his enemies. In perspective, it took him more than 48 hours to call out the supremacists by name, and after intense pressure from his party and from the nation. It is clear that Donald Trump's allegiances are with the likes of Steve Bannon, David Duke, and Richard Spencer. Those who claim to stand for free speech, but only when it suits their agendas of hate. Those who believe that they indeed are the master race, and that anyone else deserves death. Anonymous has made it clear that it will not stand by as this bigotry continues to perpetuate. We are taking a stand against an intolerant evil that must be crushed. That is why we chose to engage Operation Domestic Terrorism, where we continue to take down both white supremacist websites and out those who share the ideology.
Last night, in our crusade against them, they attempted to discredit us, and that came in the form of one Andrew Anglin, owner of the Daily Stormer. We've covered in detail the events that led to the conclusion that Anonymous was not in any way involved with the quote hacking of the Daily Stormer website. It is true that Anon operatives were running attacks against it, but we were in no way involved with its defacement. This was a cowardly attempt by Anglin to discredit us and position himself as some sort of martyr for the supremacist cause. He failed miserably. With GoDaddy and Google terminating any partnership with him, his website is now in jeopardy and likely to be permanently shut down.
And in using our name, he has made us angry. We've contacted anonymous members currently residing in Lagos, Nigeria. If you value your life, Mr. Anglin, you will need to flee the country. We will find you. We promise. And to everyone else who shares the white supremacist ideology, and that includes the likes of Richard Spencer, Jason Kessler, and David Duke, you are not safe. The blood of Heather is on your hands, and you will pay for it in blood. Anonymous will continue to out these supremacist Klansmen and make sure the proper authorities are aware of who and where they are. We will ensure their employers take swift action against them. There are good Americans in need of jobs, and it would be a shame for Nazis to be occupying them.
To the Westboro Baptist Church. If you attempt to show up to Heather Heyer's funeral, it will be your last. Our campaign will not stop until your ideology of hate is dead and buried forever. You have all incurred our wrath. Our justice will be swift, and it will be righteous.
We are anonymous.
We are anonymous.
We are anonymous. You should have expected us.